Hello there and welcome to a packed Brookvale Oval, about 25,000 people. And you could be forgiven for thinking the semi-finals have started a weekend early. Manly and Canberra, they do battle for a position in the top three. The Manly side, Chris Ryan comes in for John Hopewadi on the wing, and Ian Roberts returns after 2 weeks off. Matt Dunford goes to the bench. One of the playmakers involved in today's big clash, Cliff Lyons. And now Mal Meninga takes the green machine out. They've won 7 straight since their loss to North Sydney in round 13, and plenty of support here for them today. Here's their side, and of course, the return of Laurie Daly. Jason Croker goes to the second row. Brett Hetherington relegated to the bench. Greg McCallum is the man in charge. Manly then from left to right. The breeze behind them in the first half, gusting from 5 up to 15 knots as Meninga brings it back on the first return. Massive crowd on hand as Clyde comes out towards the 20-metre line. Walters into dummy half. Lomax now. The most consistent front row forwards in the game, and a mistake in the early stages. This will give Manly a chance.
And this is just what Manly were looking for, some big defence early, but a simple mistake here by Steve Walters, the incumbent Australian hooker. Oh, there was a foot in there by Ian Roberts, and referee McCallum has missed it.
The head-to-head since 1982, and here at Brookvale, Manly 7-3. Manly then winning the scrum. Tuvey goes across the Lions. They cut out Ridge and they find Moore out wide. Just inside the 30-metre line. As they try to make it to the 20-metre line with Cunningham. He's forced down. An appeal from Canberra player suggesting that he lost the ball. This is Carroll. Tuvey now. Short pass up for Gillespie. Gillespie hits the line. Just outside the 20-metre point. And many believe that the winner of this game can go on and win the grand final. The kick by Lyons was charged down. That was very good work by Jason Croker, I do believe.
And 6 to go for Manly. In the danger zone of Canberra, Mark Carroll, I saw him before the game. He was pumped up, very nervous. Never played in front of such a big crowd.
O'Donnell now scampers out from dummy half, turns it back for Roberts. Roberts looking for a runner, it wasn't there. They're 15 out from the line. O'Donnell away for Gillespie again. Back for Cunningham. Cunningham held 2 metres from the line. Ridge is folding to the right of the ground. They're looking for Ridge. Toomey! Got the pass away. I thought he might have scored himself. There's a knock-on being called.
And it opened up there for Jeff Toovey. He scooted through the gap. No support. He thought he might have scored. Then the loose pass. I think we'll find there's been a knock-on by a Canberra player. This will be a Manly feed. So all the pressure now on Canberra. And Manly set very deep.
If Canberra were looking for pressure, they're getting plenty of it in the opening minutes as Lyons fades across the ground wide. Linking up out there with Terry Hill, but it goes to ground. In fact, it was Danny Moore.
And Canberra, all the pressure off. Through one mistake there by Danny Moore. Very long pass by Cliff Lyons. I think Moore just took his eye.
The exception of a winger on both sides. These two sides probably at their strongest today. Just inside the 30-metre line then. It's Quentin Pongia. As Canberra get the ball as close as they have since the start to Manly territory. Played by Croker. They come to the left and Furner. Furner put down a couple of metres short of halfway. And Walters goes for a scurry out from dummy half. He links up with Meninga, but Meninga trips over the tackler. The last now. And across from Mullins to Stewart. Stewart bounces it up for Ridge to come away from his 20-metre line, pursued by Daly and Clyde. Ridge held by Daly. Hancock. Manly with a taste of their own territory now. First time in the game. Carroll accepted by the Canberra defence and put away. Again, Daly to the fore. Roberts goes the other way. Cunningham sees an opening behind the play the ball. Runs into Furner. Lomax combines. That's 5 gone for Manly now. As Ridge with the long pass back for Lyons to kick. Bounces between Fulavai and Mullins. Fulavai away from the 10-metre line, runs into the shoulder of Carroll.
Magnificent chase there by the Manly side. Fulavai looked up, had 10 players in front of him. Two of these Canberra players walking back into position early. Ricky Stewart still not back on side.
Nandruku felt the full force of the joint tackle from O'Donnell and Menzies. Clyde. Gillespie waits and puts him down. Canberra back on their 20-metre line now. Walters again out from dummy half. Good yards. Beyond the 30-metre point now. Pongia on for Lomax and then for Daly. Now Meninga. Mullins comes round. Mullins just outside the 40-metre line and put down. Daly runs to the defence line, puts the kick in, but it's too big. So back it comes now for the turnover just on Canberra's side of the halfway. Too big off the boot of Laurie Daly. Manly taking the quick tap and Hill tries to shovel it away. Nandruko inside for Clyde. Clyde looks on the outside. Nandruko held by Hancock and Menzies.
Oh, great play by Canberra. The cover defence by Manly had to be there. It would have been a try otherwise. They go wide now through Stewart.
Stewart sees the dummy from Croker and goes to Lomax, but he knocks on.
Well, this is a big game, Ray. You can just see the tension out there. Simple mistakes like that. That's what a big crowd, a big atmosphere can do to you in such a pressure game. The winner of this game knows they'll be in the top 3.
That's where they came into the game. Canberra a win. They leapfrog Manly. Keep in mind, if Norths happen to be beaten and Manly are beaten, Manly would still be in the top 3 on points for and against. Penalty then goes to the Sea Eagles.
Laurie Daly in the play the ball. Not prepared to get off the Manly player, trying to slow everything down. Hand in the play the ball there. Good decision by McCallum. But unseasonably hot weather here today, Rabs. It's around 28, 29 degrees. And this may go against the Canberra players who have had their last 5 games on a Friday night, I believe.
Danny Moore put away, and Gillespie got a good quick play of the ball and gets it to within about 25 metres of the Canberra line. Menzies runs the decoy. Roberts is the ball carrier. Lomax launches himself, leading with the shoulder. Roberts plays it on the 20-metre line. O'Donnell gets it on. Cunningham turns it in. Ridge gets into space, almost. Put away now, right on the Canberra 10-metre line. A chance for Manly again. They've had most of the chances. It's 2v. Here's the call from Lyons. He brushes away from Stewart. Back inside for Roberts. 5 tackles gone. Lyons comes back to the right of the ground. Puts the little kick into the in-goal. Mullins got a favourable bounce and landed in the field of play, and then was pulled back into the in-goal. And that has brought a penalty against Manly.
Yeah, well positioned there, Brett Mullins. His fullback players improved out of sight this season. Not only can he score tries, he can save them as well. There he was, the ball was ground in the field of play and only coming in, forced him back.
Stewart then finding the line. 22 metres out. You can feel the tension. These two sides battle for that vital spot in the semi-finals. There are people who believe that this competition, it'll be impossible to win from 4 or 5. Such is the class of side that we expect to be in the semi-finals. Clyde, centre of the ground, just on his side of the halfway mark. Walters a dummy half. On for Stewart. Now for Daly. Daly's kick. Ridge shadowing it across that line, and the scrum will go down. That was a memorable game in round 7. Canberra, with 12 men for the last half an hour, won at 30 points to 6. And Manly will be keen to erase that from their memories as Hill plays it on his own 20-metre line. Tuvey goes out from dummy half, ran into the jolting shoulder of Pongia. Played by Tuvey. Carroll now. Gillespie from the right to the left, and then Lyons turns it back into the centre for O'Donnell. He scoops it out the back for Danny Moore. Jason Croker in that unfamiliar number 11 jumper today. What a valuable player he's turned out to be, though, Croker. He can play anywhere. 5'8", centre, wing, second row. And here's Ridge now, clearing for Manly off his own 40-metre line. The ball will go over the dead ball line. So the 20-metre tap restart.
Forward clashes here have been good so far. Pongia, Lomax up against Carroll and Gillespie. Carroll's not shirking his work rate, that's for sure. Plenty of good, strong running by him.
Lomax accepting the job of taking it out. Met by Carroll and Menzies and Cunningham. And now Pongia. With Tuvey and David O'Donnell making the tackle. Walters to dummy half, and now with Stewart. Furner let go. Croker it is that tries to probe for the opening. It's not there yet. This match doesn't lend itself to a lot of breaks being made, particularly early on. They know the importance of the occasion as Walters goes for his fourth dummy half run. Stewart waves Daly inside. Daly now looking for the opening. Gets away from Roberts. Pulled down 35 metres out from the Manly line. Brilliant stuff by Daly. It's with Stewart now. This is Meninga. He kicks into the corner. Fulavai chases with Ryan. And it came off Ryan, but the referee ruled that he forced it with downward pressure.
Well, just for a moment, it looked like he hadn't forced it, as a matter of fact. Nice little kick there by Meninga, and the chase by Fulavai. And Ryan gets back there in plenty of time. There's the force there. But the man that is causing havoc against Manly is Steve Walters around the dummy half area. Great dummy half runner. There's no better in the game. And he's creating plenty of opportunities for his outside men.
This line drop out, taken on the feet by Lomax. Guilty of one mistake so far, and this time playing it with great caution. He plays it 32 metres out from the line, through to Stewart and on to Clyde. The names involved in this game, so many of them have been to the representative stage. State of origin players in abundance, as a matter of fact. As Canberra go to the right, and Daly works the run around with Stewart. He holds it up. Mullins bursts into the opening, but he's tackled. Well read by Manly. Meninga a dummy half. Thought about running the blind. Pass to the open. Stewart floats it out. Daly is with it. Now it's Clyde. They have the numbers on the left, but the kick is taken by Terry Hill.
Well done, Terry Hill, a man who's out there, who hasn't trained all week. Hasn't run at all, as a matter of fact, and he's gone into this field. The first time he's run is when he ran onto the field with a needle. The hip injury.
David O'Donnell. Hancock. Picked off in defence by Clyde, just inside the Manly 30-metre line. Roberts. Talking of injury, Roberts back today from a break of a couple of weeks. As Ridge puts it out the back, it's picked up by Canberra. Daly gets it on. Kruger is with it. Well defended out there by Chris Ryan. 20 metres out from the Manly line. Canberra right across the park to the left. Stewart throws the short pass. Lomax goes back infield. I think many of the Manly players and spectators thought Stewart was about to let go with that big 40-metre pass. He goes back to the right now, away from the main personnel. Goes back for Daly, and Daly, back from a lengthy layoff, is tackled, and a penalty goes to Manly.
Well, this is an interesting one here. He's penalised Laurie Daly for playing the ball incorrectly. Show him there how to play the football. Mal comes over to ask a question or two. So let off for the Eagles. He's unstoppable when he runs with the football today, Daly's. He's killing them when he runs. He's actually held here by three Manly players and wants to play the ball. Well, I don't know. I thought the penalty could have gone the other way, Ray.
Yeah, I think Daly got a tough call from McCallum. So Matthew Ridge keeps it low with the place kick. And Manly then, just inside their own 30-metre line, sending Carroll on the first play. Gillespie now.
Back door, back door, back door.
David Gillespie more and more, whilst playing with Manly, he's able to unload. Lyons on for Hill. He bumps away from Nandruku. Got the kick in. Mullins looking for Nandruku. He finds him. The Fijian turns it in field. It's Ruben Wiki now. Wiki shoulders away from one. Runs into Menzies and Roberts and is put away.
Well, a couple of times they've run wide, Manly. They look very, very dangerous, but mistakes are costing them.
Stewart using Clyde. Clyde comes back in behind the play the ball. No score in the game so far. Stewart cuts out Pongia. Second man play using Lomax and then Croker. Croker is 33 metres out from the Manly line. Walters again goes from dummy half, and Walters, he's having an absolute field day out of dummy half. They're going to have to try and contain him. Stewart across for Daly. Daly waits it into the corner. Hancock goes back. It came off his foot and then he forced it. No score then. Manly and Canberra in the big one. Ridge then with the restart. I said at the top of the show, it's almost like a semi-final. It really is.
Well, this is a sign of the semi-finals being for a great series. This is great football. Forwards giving it to each other, and when the ball is going wide, there's plenty of room out there to move.
You see, when the good sides come together, that scoreboard operator doesn't have as much work to do, does he? Stewart across now for Pongia. I might have to eat those words later in the telecast, but we're getting fairly deep into the game and still nothing on the scoreboard. Daly across for Meninga. Meninga stands and looks for support. Daly is there to put his hand up. He dummies to Mullins, gives it to Fulavai, and Fulavai is put down 12 metres out from the Manly line. Danger for Manly. Canberra with a big line to the left. Stewart pushes it on. Furner goes back in. Runs into the Manly forwards. Got a pass out for Clyde. Then for Croker. Croker inside the 10-metre line. Pull down 5 out. 5 tackles gone for Canberra. Walters across. Stewart now. Stewart throws the big pass. Mullins turns it back. Daly is with it. Daly gets it away. Stewart is with it. He puts it in the air. Those Canberra players, I think, are in front of the kicker, and they are. It's a penalty to Manly.
Oh, Ravi, take a breath. How good's this football? Canberra attacking the Manly line, and the Manly defence has been nothing short of sensational. In the end, forced Ricky Stewart, look at there's plenty of Eagles there, forced Stewart to put the kick up, and all those Canberra players offside. Great decision by Greg McCallum, if you're a Manly supporter.
You're not, of course.
Totally unbiased. Come on, the Eagles.
Ridge then kicking for the line. Amazing how Vaughton got allocated this game as co-commentator, isn't it? Carroll now takes it up to them. 42 metres out from the Manly line. O'Donnell across for Gillespie and then calls the dummy half around him. Put away by Lomax. Players on the halfway line as Tuvey takes one pace and then gives it for Roberts. O'Donnell. As Lyons goes right to left. Cliffy Lyons. I guess much of the discussion in the two camps was we've got to contain Lyons or we've got to contain Stewart, whichever the case may be. And if you do that, you're halfway to victory. This is the last tackle. It's back for Ridge. He goes to the air. He's got a bit of a breeze behind him. And Mullins takes it nicely and then is tackled by the kicker.
Cliff Lyons was actually offside, Ray. He was in front of Matthew Ridge.
I beg your pardon. You're quite right.
Exactly the same that happened 20 seconds ago down the other end of the field. Just keep an eye on Lyons on the left there. He's well offside. But continue to put pressure on Mullins. Great take by Mullins. Another good decision.
So the tap on the 30-metre line by the Raiders. Lomax. Walters. Stewart. Pongia. Wiki was offering support on the outside just in case the forward got through that first line. Walters comes out, shows it to Furner, takes it himself. And Walters must be up to around 7 hit-ups, I would imagine, at this stage. The ball comes back in for Bradley Clyde, and Clyde, with that big frame of his, was almost through the tackle of Roberts. Mullins, a dummy half for Lomax. Lomax getting involved on his second occasion on this set of 6, and now Walters goes to the blind, and Daly gives it plenty of oomph and finds the line about 5 metres away from the Manly try line.
And the players just walking to this scrum very slowly. It's been a hectic pace for the first 20 minutes of this match. And the players taking their time, getting their breath back.
Crowd of probably around 25,000 here at Brookvale today. They won't break the ground record of 27,655 that was set back in 1986 when Manly played Parramatta. The Eels went on to win the competition that year. But since that time, they've built a grandstand at the southern end of the ground, and that will prevent any chance of a ground record being broken. As Canberra come up with the turnover off a Manly mistake, and Clyde goes inside the 30-metre line. Steve Walters, he's the man that has found the freedom. Now Daly puts a little kick over. Referee saw what happened to him and said play on. And Chris Ryan has pulled down 33 metres out from his line.
Well, some people might see that as a penalty, but there was no way through there for Daly. As Mark Carroll hits one up, great work rate. No way through. See, Dave Gillespie hasn't got to get out of Laurie Daly's way.
Menzies now on the blind side. Prolific scorer of tries. Carroll unloads. Tuvey gives it on. Lyons pushes. Oh, what a tackle! More! Meninga wrapped him up and hit him with everything.
What a great tackle. Danny Moore got straight up, though. Meninga saw this one coming. Danny Moore didn't. Smash-o!
Well, the wind off it actually blew Laurie Daly over. Now Stewart.
Nearly blew your wig off.
Stewart. He plays it on the halfway line. Ferner. I am Warren, not Sterling. Do you mind? Ferner playing it now. Walters away, and this is Pongia. Pongia unloads. Ricky angles back, and Carroll picks him up, but there's a high tackle.
Well, McCallum's got Carroll for a high shot here. I didn't think it looked too bad from up here in the box. McCallum right on the spot, though, had no hesitation to call him out. This will be a penalty. As Pongia steps back inside. Look. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's too bad. McCallum is deemed otherwise. And, will they take a shot at goal to break this deadlock?
I doubt that they will. Stewart takes the kick for Lyon as Dunford goes on to replace Ian Roberts. And Daniel Gartner has been told to get ready. As Walters is upended and forced back by Gillespie on the first tackle. From Lomax to Stewart and then to Pongia. The pass from Stewart to Pongia looked a little bit dubious. Walters now looking for Croker, who runs the decoy to the blind side. Ferner does the same. Stewart turns it inside as the decoy was supplied by Clyde. It's with Mullins. And Mullins is 9 metres away from the Manly line. This is the real test for Manly here. Stewart along the line for Daly, then Meninga. Meninga brushes away and is pulled down about 9 metres out. Cunningham came over to clean up. Back it comes now for Daly. Then it's with Lomax. Lomax takes the forwards on, but there's no gap there. Lomax eventually driven back. Dunford the tackler. Walters on the line. It goes to Daly. Daly and Stewart, they combine the run around. They try to promote Croker. Croker back for Daly. There's the try. They've been probing for it. And then the combination of the magic of the Stewart and Daly, and the try is there for the Raiders.
And all the defence that Manly have had to do is taken its toll now. They've been in their own quarter for the last 10 or 15 minutes. And as Croker goes through, lovely inside ball, no one had trailed across, and Daly had no trouble pushing off Mark Carroll. He's having a wow of a game, Laurie Daly. There's a good run around here, and it put Manly in a position. A couple of their players didn't know what to do in defence. Cliffy Lyons got caught out, and Laurie Daly backing up on the inside.
Fourth try of the year for Laurie Daly. Amazing. Somebody wrote the story this morning. It's so true in relation to the Rothmans medal. Daly's considered to be one of the best in the world. He's never scored more than 4 points in a Rothmans medal, which is judged by the referees. David Ferner then. His goal kicking has improved as the season has worn on. And from right in front, he'll have little or no trouble. He raises the flags in Canberra. They lead Manly 6 points to 0.
That's around the grounds for George Penn, lost 2. This is 4 by 9 0.
Matthew Ridge restarting following the first try of the game. Raiders then leading 6 points to 0, and John Lomax has been one of the very good Canberra forwards. It's been very much a grind for both packs of forwards.
This bloke hasn't been far behind him, Pongia. Neither is Bradley Clyde. Brad's been out of the sorts there for a while, and he's having a great game as well.
Quinton Pongia now playing at about 28 metres out from his line. David Firma takes it ahead. And David O'Donnell and Jeff Tuvey, they put him down with coming over the top, Matt Dunford. Walters unloading for Stewart. Stewart putting something together with Jason Croker, who gave the final pass for Laurie Daly's try. Walters on for Stewart. Stewart keeps it low. And Ridge will bring it off his 20-metre line with the support of Chris Ryan. Meninga picks Ridge up and throws him on the ground with the assistance of Fulavai. 28 metres out from the Manly line. Danny Moore giving it for the winger Ryan, who is Perth bound next year, Chris Ryan. Carroll. O'Donnell. Menzies trying to crack them. Menzies has been used, it would seem, closer to the play the ball than is normal. Tuvey across the line. The Lions, and that kick has come off the outside edge of the boot. Terry Hill's coming down on it. He puts the boot into it, and it's a penalty.
He's got them for offside. Terry Hill and Craig Hancock out wide. There's a very wonky looking kick there from Clippy Lyons. As it goes out wide, yeah, well, they're about 10 metres offside. So Greg McCallum's, he's got it right most times today.
On ground temperature apparently is around 24. Fatty trying to be a weather forecast told you it was 28, but then again with Fatso you've got to divide by, well, at least a couple. It's on for Stewart and now for Pongia. Walters a dummy half. Stewart calling it to the blind side, but Walters goes across looking for Clyde. Clyde shovels the ball down. Meninga can't handle it. Manly are with it now. 39 metres out from their line. This is their first tackle then. Carroll.
Their attack looks very disjointed today, Manly. They've had to do a lot of the defence. They'll get a penalty now. That'll help them. They'll get down on the Canberra half now. But when you've been defending for a long time and you finally get the football, some people think it's time for a rest. But there's no time for a rest in this game, the modern game today, as John Lomax comes off. He's had a big first half.
Lomax off and Hetherington has gone on. Hetherington had to go to the bench to make way for Jason Croker, really. Tap for O'Donnell there. 25 metres out from the line, and Terry Hill, we're told, playing with that pain-killing injection. That is Dunford. Centre of the ground and 10 metres out from the line. The Manly crowd, they sense that the Eagles are about to get their first points. Tuvey uses Menzies. Menzies, he's over! He's over! It's a try!
Oh, is it what? Steve Menzies right up the middle. A set play there, but give the credit to Matt Dunford. The run before took him 20 metres. What a fantastic run by Dunford. He finished up 8 metres away from the Canberra line. A good play of the ball. Nice set move there. See Menzies coming inside ball from Tuvey. There was still plenty of Canberra defence there, but too elusive. Steve Menzies, what a season he's had. So look and see who the player is that misses Menzies. It is Pongia, one-on-one, and then Mullins right on his line, stretching out try.
What an incredible total of tries for a back rower. 16 for the year for young Steve Menzies. Ridge, no problems for the master. 6 points all at Brookvale.
Look at the Dunford run from the tap. He's taken the mine. He's still going. He's fighting for every metre there. Still going. And that's what really set up the try.
He's blessed, really, Bobby Thornton, with bench players of the calibre of Dunford and Gartner. Listen to the crowd. Six points all then as Mal Meninga restarts. Carroll comes back. Breeze with Manly for the first half of this game. I don't know that it'll have a great bearing on it. I suppose if you put a points value to it, it might be worth a couple of points. Cunningham out to the 40-metre line, so it's been a pretty good restart for Manly. Lions calling Hancock in field. O'Donnell now. He goes for his first dummy half run and plenty of yards to be taken. That's the fifth tackle, and they've come 60 metres. Back and away for Ridge. That torpedo punt will probably, I was going to say, beat Full-Levi to the line. It didn't. And Full-Levi rounded up after a good chase from Jeff Tuvey and by Matt Dunford. Mullins. Clyde. Penalty against Manly now. Inside the 10.
Well, both sides have been creeping up inside the 10 metres today. That's probably one area of McCallum's game that has been a bit dusty. There's David Boyle on the sideline, ready to come on. And now being called back to the bench, as a matter of fact.
Stewart's kick into the crowd and finding the line about 10 metres short of halfway. Hetherington takes it up and Menzies is there to meet him. Carroll supports him in the defence line, and then it goes through Stewart for Pongia. And Pongia tackled in that dust bowl that is the centre of the ground. Walters. Decoys everywhere, and Clyde ran into a jolting tackle from Carroll. Walters. Again, Carroll making the tackle, so the big man is getting through plenty of work. Stewart now across the back of the ruck for Daly, Meninga, and then Full-Levi. That was knocked backwards, picked up by Daly. And Daly is wrapped up 33 metres out from the Manly line on tackle number 5. 6 points all the scoreline. Meninga with a long pass from dummy half. Stewart puts it down into the corner. It'll probably go in touch in goal. It does. 20-metre restart. 6 points all then at Brookvale in the match of the round. Gartner taken low by Daly and over the top by Meninga. Meninga has pulled off a couple of jolting tackles in this game. Sometimes you can run the play towards the back line and expect to get, by comparison, a soft reception, but not with Mal Meninga, you don't. Played by O'Donnell close to the halfway line, and Lyons channels the ball back for Ridge. And Ridge's kick is going into vacant space. Full-Levi's got a long run back there. The ball is straightening up, and Full-Levi has got to come out of the in goal. He makes it. That is wrapped up by Danny Moore.
That's a good effort there by Full-Levi. Manly's backline play today has been virtually non-existent. Cliffy Lyons has been very well contained. And it's in the forwards where you'll see this game played today.
Nandruku. Ken Nagus played a period of time in reserve grade today. So it's likely we'll see him later. Oh, good pass by Furner. Nandruku, he can't handle it. Ridge's tackle was a beauty.
Great skills there by Ferner. Clyde to Ferner. A nice step into some space and offloaded to Nadruku. Looked like he passed to himself here for a minute. He couldn't control the football. So it's a great opportunity here for Manly.
Half-time, not far away. As Tuvey lets fly with a long pass, and then Lyons goes across 2/3 of the ground. He gave it back for Ridge, who actually tripped over the fallen Laurie Daly. And Daly, I don't think Daly's very well. Gardner has tackled 30 metres out from the Canberra line. Daly hobbles back into the line. Ridge comes out from dummy half. They're on the 20-metre line, Manly. And Canberra basically with 12 men. Daly's a passenger out on the right wing. Dunford playing the ball in the centre of the ground. 10 metres out from the line. Tuvey. Lyons is with it. Then to Terry Hill. Oh, Nandruko. He has saved a certain try.
Well, has he what? There was 4 points written all over that pass until Nadruka got his big duke in there and saved the day. Once again, they go wide, and Canberra were in trouble. There it was, Nadruku.
Well, with hindsight, we know now that Terry Hill could have scored on his own. Scrum again for Manly. Can Canberra hold them? Lyons holds it back to the defence line, and Hancock is put away by Daly. Lyons a dummy half, then for Cunningham. Cunningham is 3 metres from the line. O'Donnell waiting for the call. It's gone away for Menzies. Menzies is 3 metres out. More. Tuvey. Then across for Lyons. Lyons takes the defence. Then it's with Hill again. Away from Wiki. Held by Pongia. Quick play, the ball required. It's forthcoming for Hancock to Lyons. And then Dunford. Great pass back for O'Donnell. 5 tackles gone for Manly. Across now from Carroll. It's with Ridge. He goes for the drop goal, but it's wide. So that's great defence by Canberra.
Oh, super defence that from Canberra. The left footer there from Ridge. Would have made it 7-6 at half-time. There is the half-time siren.
And at the break, it's 6 points all. Superb game of football between two of our real grand final contenders. Welcome back to Brookvale for the second half. 6 points all. Manly bringing it back on the first return through Carroll. No changes to the Canberra side, nor that I can see in the Manly lineup. Although this man Gillespie is back into the heat of battle, and Daniel Gartner is back on the bench, I'm told. Carroll is put away about 32 metres out from his line. A grueling first half, with both sets of forwards dealing it out to one another. And then it was left for Canberra's combination of Stewart and Daly to crack the deadlock at 0-0. Canberra led 6-0, but Manly replied with that try for Steve Menzies.
It was a good start in the second half for the Eagles. Finished off with a nice kick there by Ridge. Saw Gillespie heavily involved along with Carroll. These two men up front are the men who must lead Manly in the second half. Two of the most experienced campaigners in the Winfield Cup.
Stewart working a scrum just outside the 20-metre line. Phil Levi. Stewart through quick hands. Mullins chimed in, made the extra man, and Nandruku. Nandruku taken by 3 Manly defenders. And shoving and pushing over there, that's all it was. Clyde reaches the halfway. That's Hetherington. Stewart. Ferner going back in. Met by O'Donnell and put down together with Dunford. Stewart on the last tackle. Gets it in behind the Mullins. Mullins gets the bounce. Mullins. Oh, that is magic. That is classic. Mullins scores.
Great little kick there by Ricky Stewart. And Canberra go to the lead. 10 points to 6. Brett Mullins sweating on that little chip. Back to the left. Now, is he onside? He certainly is. 2 metres behind Ricky Stewart. And the terrible bounce here for Matthew Ridge. Straight into Mullins' arms. And Mullins too quick for the cover of Craig Hancock. Canberra, they're on fire early in the second half. Great kick by Stewart. And Brett Mullins, we saw them do this a few weeks ago. Great play by the Raiders.
Well, Phil Gould said the other night that Stewart can make the ball talk. I think he can. Listen.
Well, it's just the start that Canberra wanted in the second half. Tim Sheen's looking on concernedly. Ricky Stewart, he's the puppeteer behind this green machine. Magnificent player. And getting better year after year.
Well, I don't know of a player in the league who offers so much importance to any club you like to mention as this man, Rick Stewart.
Well, I believe he's the #1 player in the game today.
So do I. He is the MVP, to use a basketball terminology. David Ferner. 15 out. About the same off centre. 158 for the season for David. A chance to convert. An incredible rugby league try. Canberra 12, Manly 6. Incredible part about that try was the fact that they worked for it. I realise the bounce is always going to be fluky, but they actually had rehearsed for it and played for it.
The most important thing when you're setting up moves like that is that the player who is to receive the ball stays onside, and Mullins did that to perfection. And a very poor kickoff here by Manly has seen Canberra, after 3 tackles, nearly back at halfway. Steve Walters will probably get there.
Walters, that's his 10th run from dummy half. He plays it on the second tackle. Stewart lobs it over the head of Matthew Ridge. Ridge back in his end goal. Nandruku down the ground quickly. Ridge makes it back to the field of play. Hancock. Ruben Wiki putting him away. Terry Hill takes a forward play. And a gutsy performance by Terry Hill, if reports are correct, that he's only there through the injection that he had prior to the match. Mark Carroll has been one of the heroes for Manly. Ridge. Now again, Manly have given the ball back to Canberra in good field position. Mullins taken by Tuvey.
Oh, great tackle, Jeff Tuvey. He's the little skipper trying to inspire his teammates. But great Canberra defence has kept Manly, the kicking game, they're kicking from in their own 20-metre zone.
Clyde playing it on the halfway line on the second tackle. There's the replay of the tackle by Tuvey. It was a great exhibition by the captain as Stewart shows it inside and gives it out for Pongia to unload for Wiki. Wiki tackled, 39 out from the Manly line. Stewart. Daly. Daly kicks again over the head of Ridge, and here comes Mullins again. Ridge in the end goal. Mullins trying to get at him. Eventually Ridge gets back.
Magnificent play by Matthew Ridge. The bounce went against him again. He had plenty of work to do to get back into the field of play. He did it very, very well. Craig Hancock gets crunched by Daly. Look at Ridge. By all reports, he should have been in the end goal here, tackled, but an ordinary tackle there by Udruku.
Manly then backs to the wall, working it off their own line again, trailing 12-6. Menzies. Ridge gets his kick in, and again they give the ball back to Canberra. For Canberra, through Mullins, to reach opposition territory, and then promote Fernandruku. Down to the 20-metre line, he's put away. That's the first tackle. Stewart calling for it urgently. Then the big ball. Daly. Now Meninga. Fullaby outside him. Meninga put away. Still Manly are stretched. Firmer for Daly. Walters. Dummies to Pongia on the inside. Pushes it on for Clyde. Clyde comes back as though he heard the whistle. 10 metres out. Canberra leads by 6. Stewart. And now Wiki. He gets it over the line. The Raiders. They lead by 16-6.
And the Raiders running right here at Brookvale Oval. A couple of these Manly players just aren't fit enough out there. Hints of a shepherd here, I believe, the Manly players. Mark Carroll was looking around. He was talking to the referee about something. And Ruben Wiki, easy as you like. A terrible play from Mark Carroll. He turned around, started talking to the referee, had his back to the play, and as a get there, he could have put an XBT through, and Wiki.
So the Raiders have put an amazing passage of play together. In 8 minutes, they've been over the line twice. Shades of the first round, in fact. Only that day, Canberra had no Stewart, no Daly, no Clyde, and were playing with 12 men. David Furner is 12 metres in from touch. The breeze is with him, and so too are the touch judges. 18-6 in favour of the Raiders.
Just watch Mark Carroll standing there at the mark area. And look, he turns his back, looks around, and that's terrible play. 8-year-old kids don't do that. And Bob Fulton, when he watches the tape, won't be happy.
Ridge then with a restart. A restart that Manly did not need. And Mullins comes away from his in goal. 10 metres out, in fact. Canberra with the job of bringing it away now. Ruben Wiki, 15 tries for the year. Knows how to sniff one out. Meninga. 12 Origin players on show today. 5 from Manly, 7 from Canberra. Manly have won their last 9 home games. They haven't been beaten all season since the first round against Canterbury. But it's looking a bit shaky now. Another bounce doesn't favour Manly. Ridge, can he get back? No, he can't. Oh, tremendous chase by Daly and Croker.
And there's the difference in the two kicking games with the both sides. Manly can't get out of their own half, running into this breeze. And Canberra using it to perfection. Look at the chase, a fumble by Ridge. They're all onside and in goalie's court.
There they are, the twins on camera. Croker and Daly, gee, they look alike. Carroll comes off.
He's had a good game, Mark Carroll, apart from that last indiscretion. 14 hit up, 16 tackles so far.
Again, Manly with the dropout. Not all that big. They defend against the first tackle, 22 metres out from their own line. Walters on for Stewart. He lets Pongia run and then Furner. Furner's tackled. Desperate stuff by Jeff Tuvey. They go to the blind. Walters and Pongia. It's gone forward though.
Yeah, forward pass there by Canberra, just so they were in the attacking situation. So Manly breathed a sigh of relief. That pass there from Steve Walters. He'd had an absolute blind to Steve Walters.
Canberra getting some fresh replacements ready. As Manly win the scrum, Lyons runs across and tries to angle Terry Hill out.
Well, Rabs, Terry Hill is not fit, and that is very obvious, the way he ran onto that football. Here's a chance.
Ryan steps back inside Meninga, but runs into Pongia, Mullins and Fullerby. Dunford keeps the roll going. Hancock is with it, but put away by Walters. O'Donnell cuts out Gillespie. It goes to Lyons. Then Tuvey. Tuvey turns and gets it back for Lyons. Lyons pushes it on for Dunford. Dunford flicks it out the back for O'Donnell. Then it's gone to Moore. Moore is at least going forward. Menzies is with it now. And Menzies is tackled.
They ran 55 metres in and made one. They need some go forward.
Gardner gives them that. 12 metres into Canberra's territory. This is the last tackle. Lyons, Hill. Now it's with Hancock. He kicks it back into the centre of the park. Fullerby. He's got some work to do. Mullins tries to stand up Cliffy Lyons, but doesn't succeed. Mullins clutching at his right knee. Daly! Daly outside the 20-metre line. Werner. 18 points to 6 in favour of the Raiders. Stewart. Ridge is with it now. Chris Ryan picked off by Jason Croker.
But look, no Manly players back there bar Matthew Ridge. Now a couple get back. But Canberra's defence has been great. Manly looking everywhere to try and find a hole, but there isn't one.
O'Donnell using Daniel Gardner. Gardner tackled almost on the 40-metre line. He's not 100% either as he rises. Hancock put down right on the halfway mark. Tuvey, short pass for Lyons, then Menzies. Menzies tackled on the halfway line. From Ridge to Lyons, back inside for Dunford, then Menzies. Now intercepted by Meninga. Meninga to the halfway. Now it's Daly. Daly held by Chris Ryan. 41 metres out from the Manly line. Pongia. Cunningham and Gardner making the tackle. David Boyle goes on, taking the place of Jason Croker as Clyde feels the full impact of the Gillespie tackle. And Boyle taken on the 20-metre line. Tackle might have been a shade suspect. Furner is 15 metres out from the line now. This is the last. Back for the drop goal. There it goes. Stewart adds another point to the total.
Great play by Ricky Stewart. They knew what they were doing. 5 tackles ago there. Let's work it in for the 1-pointer. And perfectly executed. No pressure on Stewart whatsoever.
Blood bin for Mal Meninga. Little gash there under his left eye. Nagus has gone on in jumper number 14. And I think that means that Fullerby will, for the moment, play in the centres. Alongside of this man, Ruben Wiki, the scorer of a try today. Nagus is in a dummy half. State of Origin honours for him this year. And this is the first time, I believe, he's been back in the top grade in many, many weeks, Ken Nagus.
He had half a game in second grade today. I was here to watch it. He had a real good game. And he's one of the explosive players this Canberra side has got.
Stewart, he knows he's got Manly on the rack. And all he has to do now is keep turning Manly around and not giving them a chance to get out.
And how well are they doing it? I can't remember this second half that Manly have been in Canberra's half. That's how well they're playing kicks like this one from the master, Ricky Stewart.
Manly running into the breeze in the second half. I've got a feeling, though, it's a bit stronger up in the air than what we're led to believe, because just looking at some of Manly's kicks, they've put Canberra in possession, in good field position, too many times, and Terry Hill does exactly that on the Manly 20-metre line.
Well, Terry came into the match injured, hadn't trained all week. He's trying very hard, but he's just not with it today.
Canberra has expected winning the scrum. Daly working an angle with Ruben Wiki. And he plays the ball just inside the 20-metre line. Bradley Clyde tries to steamroller his way over the top of them. They're 7 metres out from the line. Stewart and Ferner and Hetherington combine. Walters, Stewart, Daly. Boyle knocks on. And Danny Moore is with it for Manly now. Dunford, O'Donnell, Tuvey, Terry Hill. Put away by Ruben Wiki.
O'Neill Walker's there for the Manly side. No one wants to run. They just want to stand and pass. They need some big boppers up front. Gain some metres. Gillespie, Dunford.
Gillespie with it now. There's the chance for Canberra, though. The ball to ground and swooped on like an eagle by Laurie Daly. Wilders, they're only 12 metres out from the line. Stewart changes the point of the direction, and Mullins is tackled 8 metres out from the line. Penalty goes to Canberra now against Manly for infringing the play the ball.
And they give 2 points here for Canberra. They'll slow things down now. Everything going in their favour. Too many mistakes by this Manly side today. They've dropped the ball on too many occasions in bad field position. And here's another penalty against them as Mullins nearly got through. A nice tackle by Ridge, but 3 of them hanging around and far too much time to get off. And a hand in the play the ball there by Dunford.
The ground announcer during the first half was giving the progress scores of the North Sydney St George game, and there was some good news in it. for Manly because St George are in front, and I noticed that he's dropped off. I wonder whether or not he's been told to stop giving the progress scores on that match. Ferner then, from right in front to make it 21-6. That's the score in front of 26,186 at Brookvale. Well, the change that we've been anticipating is now being made. Terry Hill off. And John Hopewati comes on. As Ridge restarts and Mullins gets underneath it. And Hetherington, the young colt, he goes back at them. Met by Dave O'Donnell and Matt Dunford. Clyde. Ferner. That extravagant step off the left foot. So often has put David Ferner into space. Walder's short pass, Lomax. Oh, gee!
Great tackle.
That was a tremendous tackle by Tooby.
Jeff Tooby, at his best.
Lomax is not a small man. Hancock goes back with Ridge. Nandruku coming down with Wiki. And Boyle and Clyde, they make the tackle. Oh, everybody wants to be part of the party.
Well, when everything's going right for you, as it is for Canberra, the enthusiasm level lifts, and they just want every piece of the action they can get, every player in this green side. Ferner, he's one of the most improved players I've seen this season. He breaks the line at will just about these days with those big, high-stepping action he's got.
We're talking of David Ferner. He is a goal kicker, and his name has been bandied about as maybe a shock selection on the Kangaroo Tour. That would be probably the most difficult job his father could ever wish for.
I think it'd be quite easy, a picking.
Yeah, I don't know that you have grasped the point I'm trying to make. Here's Mullins now. Nandruku blends in and loses it. Ridge. Oh, Menzies. Creamed by Daly. McCallum said, I saw it. Play on.
Big hit by Laurie Daly. Canberra will probably go wide now through Stewart to Meninga.
30 metres out from the Manly line. The semi-finals have started a weekend early. Hetherington. Lomax. Daly. Clyde is with him. There he is. Good anticipation in defence there by Daniel Gartner. Lomax. Ferner. Back and away for Walters. Just inside the 20-metre line. 5 tackles gone. And it's with Ricky Stewart. To the air. Mullins. Mullins coming fast, but it's been taken by Manly outside the dead ball area. Well, what happened to Mullins? All out of the corner of an eye I saw was him get a checkered passage.
Well, I think there was a good obstruction run there by Cliffy Lyons, the old stager. But once again, the kick where he kicked back, especially for Mullins, nearly came up as a try again.
Yeah, I don't think that the Manly players had to move. O'Donnell now. Manly trailing 21-6. Tuvey. Gartner offers the decoy. Moore. Taken by Daly on the halfway line together with Lomax. Jeff Tuvey is on the ground shaking his head. Something else must have gone wrong.
I think it's just through frustration mainly as it goes out wide through Hopewati, but The runners haven't been there. Whenever Tuvey and Lyons have drifted across the field, it's just been nothing happening for the Eagles today.
Lyons is with it. He grubber kicks and it finds the line just inside the 20. Now, Mandruku has gone off on the far side of the ground, and Nagus goes on again. Full of eye. Stewart. Wiki. Meninga. Nagus. Great defence by Danny Moore.
He read that one well, saw the inside ball coming and crunched Nagus as Boyle goes up.
Stewart. Furner. Lomax! He was picked off by a Menzies special. Well, hasn't there been some big tackles?
Been some great defence today. Not too many tries, not too much try-scoring action, but the defence has been great.
Steve Walters knows he's been tackled. He was very slow to rise. Hancock put away by Wiki and Thulavai. Canberra's enthusiasm has been quite incredible. Inside the 10 against Canberra now. Just upwards of 26,000 people here today. Dunford. That is Gartner. 21-6 in favour of Canberra. Manly unbeaten at home since round 1 of this competition. But Canberra have put an end to that. This is Ridge. Cunningham. Tuvey. Left to David Boyle to put him away. To the blind side for Lyons. The grubbing kick looking for Hapawati. Thulavai is with it.
Well read by Fuller. They're dropping back on the 5th tackle. And Canberra looking to go wide through Daly. And Manly have just got no answers to this Canberra defence today. It's the sort of defence you expect in big games.
Well, look at the experience they have out there. Walters and Stewart, Meninga, Daly, Mullins, Clyde. And the crowd giving Steve Walters a bit of a rev up for not playing the ball, but I don't know whether Walters will be party to that. Well, that's the blood bin for Steve Walters. And Jason Death will go on for the Australian hooker as Clyde tries to break the Manly defence. John Lomax. Penalty goes to Manly. The second time in the game, McCallum has pinched Canberra for an incorrect play the ball.
Lomax just threw that ball through his legs. Didn't attempt to get up and play it. Strong tackle. And just watch him. Doesn't actually get up and play, just throws it.
Manly then taking the tap 20 metres out from the line. And that's young Hopewati. Plenty of numbers on the left for Manly. Gillespie. Lyons has gone fairly wide this play and then back the other way with Lyons becoming the conductor. That's the way it's panning out. Menzies the dummy half, then Tuvey, now Lyons, across the ground for Dunford. Dunford puts it down there for Ridge, and Ridge is put away 20 metres out from the Canberra line. Canberra's defence has been tested so many times today, but Manly have only been able to break it on the one occasion.
They've covered the field very well at all occasions today, Canberra. That man there, Ricky Stewart, has had a sensational game. He's been involved in everything they've done. Kicking game.
Manly winning the scrum 20 metres out.
Well, Manly
Ridge taken by Hetherington. The ball goes to ground. Menzies is with it.
Manly need to score a try here to get some credibility back. They meet them in the semis the next time. They go, hey, we came back at you last time. Don't take us lightly. So they need a try.
Cunningham playing at 18 metres out. Canberra coming up very quickly. And a penalty goes to Manly. Canberra inside the 10. Lyons takes a quick tap. Cliffy Lyons. They should score. Hancock, yes. It's a try. Out wide for Manly.
That's the credibility they needed. They mightn't win this match. But they're saying to Canberra, give us an inch. We can score a try. The penalty there. Smart play by Lyons. Took the quick tap. McCallum actually had his back turned. He missed it. And then Clippy saw some space out wide. And Craig Hancock, a great winger, gets over in the corner. So put this one down to Clippy once again. Very smart thinking. And plenty of space out there for Hancock to run over in the corner.
Ridge from on the sideline. The sun in his eyes. But what a beautiful kick. Wow. 21-12. In 87 we won the cup. Didn't give the Raiders a sniff. To do it again and cure the itch, just call on Dr. Cliff. You remember then, don't you, 87? Another of your great achievements.
Oh, well, they were the days. Great Manly sides have passed. Cleal, Shearer, O'Connor.
Don't take too long. We'll go into 60 minutes. Canberra with the restart. 21-12.
Man there just took the ball up, Matt Dunford. I think he's been Manly's best player today, along with Jeff Tuvey. Dunford hasn't shirked his task at all. He's been on and off the match, and very underrated player, but he's thought very highly of here in the Manly area.
Last minutes of the game. Lyons from the right and going over to the blind side, and Gardner almost through. Good tackle by Hetherington. Lyons being allowed a bit more freedom now. O'Donnell on the halfway line. Cross for Gillespie. And David puts a kick in. It came off Canberra and back for Hancock. That should be the turnover, and it is.
Well, I suppose on the fifth tackle, the last man in the field, he'd want the ball to end up in his hands was Gillespie. He's produced his kicking game at last, and nothing's happened for him.
Stewart. Face ball over for David Boyle. Daly has had a fine comeback. Some of his defence today has been very strong, Laurie Daly. That is Jason Death. 22 metres out from the Manly line. It's apparent now that Steve Walters won't come back. Mullins. Furner. The last tackle now, Stewart unloads for Daly. They get the ball back off Manly, but that should be the turnover.
That's been their problem all day, the Eagles. You saw Steve Menzies get the football, look out wide, but they're all standing round and wanted nothing to do with the football. Daniel Gartner gets some good metres up the middle there.
Cunningham. Gillespie. Ball goes to ground, and it may have been raked out by Laurie Daly in the tackle. That's what McCallum has said. So 6 more tackles for Manly as they approach the halfway line. Popawati. Grassing tackle by David Furner. Matthew Ridge. O'Donnell. Dunford. Lyons. Boyle made the tackle. Dunford has pushed it on now. Gillespie is with it. And David Furner going off the field on the far side of the ground. O'Donnell with a big dummy. Then Dunford. Back to O'Donnell. He pushes it out the back. Lyons is with it. Now it's Cunningham. Cunningham inside the 20-metre line. 5 tackles gone. Tuvey. Lyons. Knocked down by Meninga. And a scrum on the 20-metre line.
And Manly still trying to the death. Owen Cunningham's had another big game for the Eagles today. On this occasion, the cutout ball by Flippy Lyons. It looked dangerous out wide for Canberra. But Mal Meninga was there, very experienced player. He thought he'd knock it down.
Lyons going across the park. The outside centre. Popawati channeling back infield. Now they'll go to the right again. Dunford for Tuvey. Lyons. Hancock comes in. Hancock's put away.
Keep going, play, come on.
21-12. Canberra over Manly. O'Donnell. Long ball. They must score. It's for Moore. Out for Ryan. And Chris Ryan. He scores for Manly. 21-16.
This is the best they've looked the last few minutes. They've decided to actually play Manly-type football and use the width of the field. A great try here to the Eagles. I know it's probably the dying moments, and Canberra have got the match well and truly wrapped up. But look at the space out here, and Menzies, I thought he bombed it by going himself, but there's the good ball to Danny Moore, and Chris Ryan on the flanks runs around to score the simplest of tries. So they finished the match well, Manly. It'll stand them in good stead for the next time these two teams meet, which will be in the semis.
Ridge. Straight as a gun barrel. Try converted. 21-18 now. I think Manly were getting 3.5, were they not, on the footy tab card?
Well, they were, and there's still 60 seconds of the match left. Anything could happen here. Rabs?
You believe in Santa Claus? Meninga restarts for the final time, and it goes over the dead ball line. Line dropout.
Well, this is terrible play here by Manly. There's 3 or 4 of the Eagles standing around in the in-goal area. Just when they needed the football, they let it go. And so Canberra now will get the ball back from the dropout, and it's all over.
Ridge with the dropout. Menzies went up high. Daly was on the end of it. The siren sounds. Canberra have won. Canberra goes into the top 3. 21 points to 18. Upwards of 26,000 people at Brookvale have seen Canberra serve notice that they are the rightful favourites to win the 1994 crown. Scoreboard probably doesn't tell the story. Manly came back with 2 late tries, but Canberra, they had this match parcelled up 10 minutes into the second half. 21 points to 18 then. The last competition round of the Winfield Cup. Manly goes to their crowd, and so does Canberra. Look at the crowd that came here today from the national capital to see them go round. You people, of course, taking us in Perth, knowing that the next time we have an ordinary competition round like round 1 in 1995, you will be part of it. And with that brief message to all concerned, we say good afternoon to you in Perth and in Adelaide. We hope you've enjoyed the competition, and we'll be back with you with the semi-finals on both days next weekend.